Once upon a time, in the heart of an African village, there lived a young woman named Adana. Her skin was the color of a rich mahogany, and her eyes sparkled like the starry midnight sky. Adana was married to a man named Kwame, a humble farmer who toiled under the scorching sun to provide for their small family. People around the village spoke in hushed tones about how Kwame was not deserving of Adana. They said he was not rich and therefore unqualified to marry a woman that beautiful. Regardless of this, they were a happy couple. Families around will wonder the secret of their happiness, wondering how poverty, beauty, and challenges could produce serenity. It seemed perfect to the ideal eyes, but like they say, go closer to the elephant and you will see it also loses weight. Adana was restless. She yearned for more than the simple life she led. This seemed rational to her. After all, humans want a lift to a better place in life. She dreamed of silk dresses, golden jewelry, and a life of ease. These ornaments and accessories to accentuate her beauty. She thought, we are not too much to ask for or wish for. She deserved a good life, even if she was content with her present situation. She wished for a change. She remembered some village women gossiping about allowing one to revel in their wishful thoughts. Kwame's mega earning couldn't satisfy her desires. After all, what could a peasant farmer afford from simple planting and harvesting activities? He was very hardworking, yes, but his methods were too crude to eke out more than subsistence living. So, one moonless night, she made a fateful decision, a painful decision. Adana packed a small bag, kissed her sleeping child's forehead, and slipped out of their mud brick hut. She left behind the love that had once bound her to Kwame, the love that had blossomed under the ancient oak tree, their favorite love nest, where they had whispered secrets and shared stolen kisses. In their younger years, Kwame and Adana had run the village wide with their love story. Everyone knew them, even in neighboring villages around. They were always in a pair at weddings, at festivals, at burials. You just name the occasion and they are together. They appeared bound together by the gods. If they had not married each other, their lives would never have been completed. They could be mistaken for twins if one did not know their family lines. Well, Adana forced herself to forget and leave all this beauty and reality behind. She had come to the end of the road, or at least, she had to pause the journey here and resume it at some point in the future, perhaps. So, she journeyed, she went far away, seeking the glittering lights of the city. In the big city, she found work as a maid in a very big house. The master of the house was a wealthy merchant named Moy. His eyes were sharp and his pockets deeper than the ocean. It was said that Mr. Moy had more money than the administrative authorities. It's rumored that the authorities ran their government with the handout he gave them from time to time. It only could be imagined how wealthy Mr. Moy was than understood. They said curiosity killed the cat, but just imagining how wealthy Mr. Moy was enough to take one's life. Adana became his confidant and he showered her with gifts. Chinese silk, held wares, Arabian perfumes, and expensive delicate African trinkets. She had found the real life. Villagers back where she left said their concerns had come true. It was said that a beautiful woman would not be tied to a man who oozed of poverty. They said she would leave at some point. That she eventually eloped made them confirm the potency of their prophecies. But as the days turned into weeks, Adana's heart grew heavy. She missed the smell of Kwame's sweat-soaked shirt, the taste of his laughter, and the warmth of their child's embrace. She longed for the simplicity of village life, the communal dances, the rhythmic beats of drums, and the stories told by the elders around the fire. It is true that simple, mundane things are the most important asset that we can ever imagine having. The cheapest, they say, is the warmest. Adana remembered the times they shared together, the memories always fresh in her mind. One night, as the rain pounded against the city's exotic roof, Adana dreamt of the oak tree. Its luxurious branches reached for her, whispering secrets of regret. She woke up with tears on her cheeks, realizing that she had abandoned not only her husband but also her own soul. For she found out then that her soul was bound with Kwame's. Pushed by guilt, Adana returned to the village. People swarmed the dirt road to peep at her return. Or was it a visit? She had transformed tremendously. She assumed the look of a really big city madam. Some thought it was someone who looked like Adana. Some thought it was her sister whom they had never seen before. Yet, some outrightly knew she was the one without missing their brains. They would know her even if she transformed into an entirely different body. The oak tree stood tall, its roots digging deep into the earth. Kwame was still there, tilling the same soil, his eyes tired but kind. Their child, now a little girl named Uwese, ran to Adana, her laughter echoing through the air. Tears of regret ran down Adana's cheeks as the couple hugged a warm embrace. She had come back to her senses, as well as her family. Kwame's gaze held a mixture of pain and forgiveness. "You left us," he said, his voice like the rustle of leaves, "but you have come back." Adana fell to her knees, the wet earth staining her silk dress. "Forgive me," she whispered. "I was a fool. I thought wealth would bring happiness, but it only brought emptiness." Her profuse cries demonstrated her remorse to Kwame. Kwame's hand lifted her gently. "We are bound by more than vows," he said. "We are woven together like the threads of an adire. Our roots go deeper into the soil than any crop planted by man's nature." Poverty does not diminish love, it strengthens it. And so, Adana returned to her husband and child. She planted seeds in the same soil she had once corned, and as the crops grew, so did her heart. She danced under the oak tree, her laughter mingling with the wind. The scarves and perfume lay forgotten, replaced by the warmth of Kwame's embrace. Adana learned that true wealth lay not in gold coins or bars, but in the love of family, the rhythm of village life, and the stories whispered by ancient trees. And every night, as she lay beside Kwame, she thanked the spirit for the second chance they had granted her, the chance to weave new threads of love and redemption. And so, dear viewers, remember that sometimes the path of fulfillment lies not in chasing distant stars, but in tending to the roots that anchor us. What we seek in Sokoto happens to be in our Shokoto. Thank you for viewing our video. Please subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications.